Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. Well, it's starting out to be a beautiful morning. We were expecting storms last night and we didn't get any. It feels pretty good out here now. The humidity is beginning to lift and that's a good thing. We still have the heat, but the heat without the humidity is a whole lot more tolerable. And so we're looking for a full week. The weatherman is saying that the humidity is going to be gone this week. The not so much moisture is going to be available for us, and so we're looking forward to being able to actually be out here and being able to breathe. It's really hard to breathe and to move around and do a lot of activities in the hot, humid weather. And of course, I'm not telling you anything that you guys don't already know. So I'm going to walk around and show you. Last week on the garden tour, I showed you the garden but didn't get to the orchard. So this week I'm going to show you a little bit more about the orchard and the things that we've got going here for our fruit trees. And I may even get up to the garden and give you an update on the ducks and the chickens. So come along with me and we'll see what we can get into this morning. Okay guys, well I'm standing in front of my grapevine here, and it's kind of a mottled shade, and Howie's dream was always to put some more grapevines on the other side behind you guys, and then he wanted to build an arbor over the top to make this a little shaded sitting area, because remember, we don't have a lot of shade, really good shade trees right now because we were in the middle of a pasture. And so standing here, I'm kind of thinking that that might be a cool idea. Not really sure when I'll get to it because I have a long list of projects, but it keeps me busy and it keeps me out of trouble. But I'm kind of thinking that Howie was on the right track when he came up with making a grape arbor here. Now I'm going to zoom you in here and show you these little grapevines, not the grapevines, but the grape clusters. And if you remember when I first started calling them cute, because they look like little bitty green grape nuts. And now I'll show you the progression of them, and it won't be till later in the season that I get to enjoy grapes, but I do get to enjoy watching them grow, and I have fun watching stuff grow from baby plants, seeds to baby plants to their mature fruits. And so I'll zoom in and let you see a close-up of this. I'll just get right up in this shade and enjoy it because it's hot out here. There is the progression of them, and they're getting a little bit bigger. I'd say they're about BB size right now, but when they're mature, that will be a grape cluster. And I always get excited seeing God's creation and the things that He made for us. This is you know, just loaded with little grapes. I'm excited about that. I didn't get to eat any last year because Howie ate them all. I didn't get to make any jelly, and really last year was the first year that we really got any grapes, so I didn't really have a great big harvest, but I did have some, and Howie enjoyed them. And so I've got this. I'll pan out here without making you guys sick. It goes way down there, and on the end it's growing along the fence instead of up the arbor on this side anyways. And I've got to get that little panel put up. It won't be any problem to get that up, but I'm kind of thinking that my grapevine is going to really be thick and just loaded down, and we're thankful for the bounty. Right over from the grapes is the pear tree, and I'll show you the progression of them. Put my hand up here so you can kind of see the size of them. And I've got a lot of pears hanging on this tree. We're going to really have some good pears this year. And when I go on around, I'm just loaded down with pears. And I'm not complaining because this little tree has done its best to try to produce pears, and things have happened every year, and this year we're going to get a harvest. I'm so excited about it. Now, I had told you guys that this pear tree, or peach tree, this is the one in my front yard that I told you the story about the calves stampeding and going through the fence and tearing down part of this tree. And this year I told you it didn't have any peaches on it. But I'm just across the yard, saw one lone peach on this tree. There he is right there. So he's got the whole tree to himself, so we'll see what happens with him. Now I'll take you back and show you the other peach tree. Now this is my other peach tree, and I'll try to fix this limb so you can see. I have little peaches on here. They're kind of hard to see right now, but up in the tree it is just loaded down with little peaches. Probably have more peaches than what it needs on it, but we'll see what we need to do. Here's another one. Maybe it's a little bit closer so you can kind of see the little peaches hanging on there. But they're growing and they're looking good. My plum tree didn't have any peaches. Of course it didn't have peaches. It didn't have any plums on it this year, and it has been such a good little tree to produce, but not one plum this year, so I'm going to have to buy plums if I want to make some plum jelly or some plum sauce or whatever I want to do. So I'll have to purchase that, but that'll be okay. This is my plum tree that's right by the grapevine. I had 2 plums and one got blowed over in the storms, and that might be part of my problem. I might need to get another plum tree, and so that might be something else I need to look at and get another one. I didn't think that this particular one needed a pollinator, but maybe it does. So I like my little plum tree. I think it's cute. Well guys, I'm standing at my elderberry bushes. This is where I was sitting the other day when Foxy killed that snake over there at the strawberry bed. My other elderberry bush is back behind us. You could probably see some of it poking out. But this is the second year that I've had these. Last year we planted them and they grew and they had a few flowers on them, but nothing really for me to harvest. And you can see this year this thing has went crazy. I'm 5'4" and it's way taller than I am, and it's got the beautiful, beautiful white blooms on them, and I'm excited to get to experience the elderberries this year, making elderberry syrup and elderberry vinegar to make vinaigrette and other elderberry products. And so this is one that I'm very happy with. I will say that it definitely puts up new shoots all underneath it, and I don't think that you would need to plant a whole bunch of these just for your home personal use, or you'll have way more elderberry than you can use or you can share with anybody else. Maybe perhaps this is the squash, the yellow summer squash of the orchard club. You know, the yellow squash, sometimes you have so much of it that you try to give it to your neighbors and your church members until they're just, you know, shunning you when they see you coming because they don't want any more. Perhaps the elderberry is that way too. I think a couple, 2 or 3 for an average family would probably be enough to supply for your family anyways, because it definitely puts up new shoots and grows really fast, and I'm excited about it. Before I go, there's one more thing that I want to show you an update on. These beautiful roses that Howie got me for Valentine's Day last year. They are really growing. I need to cut these back, and this thing will just keep on blooming all season long. And again, it's a David Austin rose, Lady of Shalott, and I think it's just beautiful and makes me smile. And that's what gardening should do for you. You should, you know that you're looking well to the ways of your household, providing for your families, bringing in the pollinators with flowers and plants that will bring in the bees and the butterflies and the other things that pollinate, and then makes you smile. Anyway guys, this is Josie, Cedar Creek Homestead. Until next time, I love you guys, and we're gone.